What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Justice Falls. We back at it again with another video, and today we have the comparison of next gen controllers. So funny story before we begin the unboxing. I got these pretty much for free because I use this thing called WikiBuy through Capital One, and they provide gift cards. Like, you shop with them, you shop through them, and like you would normally shop, and then they give you cash back, and you can use cash back to redeem gift cards for hundreds of retailers. And me, I usually pick GameStop, so I was able to get these for pretty much free. So because I do a lot of online shopping, as you've probably seen from videos on my channel. So we're just gonna start with the unboxing. So we're gonna open these up. We're gonna start with the PlayStation 1, the DualSense. Oh, that's really the only reason I'm doing this video. Like I said, I don't have a PS5 yet. I don't have an Xbox One X yet. However, I do plan on getting them. But my thing is, I never buy consoles at launch because they always have bugs. And as we've seen, we've seen multiple instances of coil whine and games not loading if you load them off the SD, and the consoles not being fully featured as we thought they were when they would be released. So me, I'm waiting. I'm gonna take the smart route, and I'm gonna wait. So here you see the box, and then you got menus or whatever. You already know what that means. Put that to the side. And now the controller. Just off rip, I could tell this thing is way bigger than the PS4 controller, which I actually have here for comparison. This is the main controller I use for my PS4, and you could just look at that size difference right there. You could just look at it right there. As far as feel, the PS4 controller always felt pretty small. As you can see, I have really big hands, so the bigger the controller, the better. So I've always liked the Xbox controller better. Even we had the big Duke controller, I was holding that controller like it was nothing. So that's the PS4 controller I normally use. And then this is the PS5 DualSense. First of all, right away I can just tell it has more heft to it. I can feel the motors down here in the bottom. Let me see if you can see that. Yep, the motors down here in the bottom. It feels a lot smoother. It feels like the material. Let me move this Xbox one out the way for a second. It feels smoother. And these adaptive triggers, I heard they adjust to like whatever gun you're holding. Overall, the design is dope. Like, I like it. I see you have a mic on it as well as a speaker, so you don't really need a headset with it. And then I like this like glossy type finish on the buttons here, which make the buttons a little more smoother. I don't know if that's gonna come back to bite, but we'll see. And the controller, it doesn't really seem like I don't know if it's my lighting, but the controller doesn't really seem white. It seems like an off-white. I don't know, you guys can tell me what you think. It seems like an off-white. And then on the back here, if you zoom in real good, you can see that the back is not only like a matte finish, but it has the face buttons, the X, triangle, square. I'm pretty sure you've seen videos where they super zoom in, with that, super overexposed cameras, and you can see the triangle design. But if you just really look, you can see it for yourself. If you just take a really close look, you can see it with the eye. So that's one thing. You have the start and you have the share button, and then there's a new light ring in there that lights up, and then here's the PS button, and it runs on USB-C. So they finally came into the future, because that USB micro wasn't hitting. I had to go to the supermarket and get a $10 USB cable. Oh, excuse me, $10 USB cable. So I'm feeling this controller just already. I want to be doing some testing later, but we're not going to talk about testing for now. I'm going to just compare now. Now, compared to a regular Xbox controller, you can see the size. They're about, I would say the Xbox controller is like, actually the Xbox controller is lighter, but it's more bulky, if that makes sense. It's more heft to it when you're holding it. you know, as far as like the space it takes up in your hands, whereas the DualSense 5 is more, it feels like it contours more to your hand, which is also cool. So I would say, in terms of size, due to those two comparisons, they're around the same. You know, you could do the comparison for yourself. They're right there in front of you. Now let's put these to the side real quick, and let's move on to the Xbox controller. So let me see if this has any tape on it. Probably does. Yep, that's why I got my handy box cutter. Now the Xbox controller, they didn't change really much of anything, which is fine because the Xbox controller is like the best controller out. So I'm expecting nothing but quality, as you can see. Then it comes with your batteries, or you can get the charger pack. Me, I'll probably just go with the batteries. I just dropped my other Xbox controller. I'll pick it up later. And then, you know, papers. Let me see if this is a code. I don't want to be giving you no code. Well, the Game Pass Ultimate, 14 days. Well, I already have Game Pass Ultimate, so here, whoever sees this video first, whoever's the first viewer, you are a lucky person because you get a free code. You can pause the video right there, and there goes a free code. Because I'm not going to use it because I already have it. So, that's that. Pretty simple. You don't need to really look at the box. Put that to the side. Now, as for the Xbox controller, wow, it's lighter. It's way lighter. Even let me put the batteries in. Put the batteries in just to see if that even makes any sort of difference. Just right off the rip, like I can just feel like the controller is super light, lighter than Xbox and the PlayStation 1, lighter than Xbox X. Even with the battery in, there's nothing different about it. It's lighter. So looking at the controller on the back, there's more of a tactile like grip finish like you would get on the other controller, but it's more, I'd say, exaggerated. Like this is not gonna slip out of your hand. I do like the improved D-pad. The D-pad is way better than it is on the Xbox One, and the sticks are the same. Only difference on the face buttons is the new share button, but that's about it. And the triggers, they have this also this like rubber grip to it, and the bumpers have the matte finish on it. It's more of a matte finish overall, but the triggers in the back of it have more of a grip to it than the regular Xbox controller, which we have right here. So you can look at those side to side. Obviously they're the same size, just about. This one is supposed to be bigger by like point something, but it doesn't matter. They're pretty much the same size. The D-pad, like I said, this was a decent D-pad. D-pad was better than the PlayStation D-pad, but this D-pad, I can already tell I'm gonna be going crazy in some Tekken. Like I got Tekken 7, I get crazy on that. And then the backs of the controllers, you can see there was only like a matte finish on the inside here, but as you can see, it's like all throughout the back on the Series X controller. So they both run off the battery pack, and then looking at it like top down, like horizontally, you can kind of see like the Xbox One X is slightly beefier, but TBH, it's not much heavier. Like I feel like they weigh just about the same. If not the Series X one, maybe a little lighter. Like, so again, Xbox just went with the idea of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I love that they did that. Now compared to the old PS4 controller, obviously the Xbox One is bigger and it feels more sturdy in the hand with the analog sticks. We are Sony. I'm letting you know now. This ain't it. Next controller, y'all gotta switch the analog and the D-pad. I don't care if people say y'all copying. Y'all gonna have to do that. So now comparing the two next gen controllers to each other, the Xbox One X controller is lighter. This but not by much. Not by much. Not by much at all. There's probably a bigger battery pack in here because it's rechargeable. But as far as the grip in the hand, honestly, I like how the Xbox Series X controller feels better because that's what I'm used to. But Sony really stepped it up with how the feel of this controller. And then I can't wait to play some games because you get these adaptive triggers. They adapt to whatever gun you're shooting. And then the analog sticks are actually better than the PS4 ones. They seem like they're going to be more responsive and they're less likely for stick drift and things of that nature. So I'm with that. So I wonder if this is still a touchpad, this right here. I wonder. Let me know in the comments if it is. And the buttons are like overall bigger, but not much bigger. Like if you can see them side by side. The buttons are like slightly bigger on the DualSense 5. I hope you can see that. But yeah, I like both these controllers actually. I can't wait to use them. Now, as I said, I don't have a PlayStation. Let me just put all four so you could just see them. Old, the new versus the old, you know. Now, like as I've said, I don't have a PlayStation 5 on Xbox yet, and I know some of you don't either. So don't try to come at me in the comments. Like I said, I got these for basically free, so I didn't just buy it just to make new content. I literally came up on a deal and I took advantage of it. So, yeah, I'm gonna wait until that second batch comes. I heard they're gonna ship new ones on, like, ship new consoles like without the bugs and stuff, like with the fixes and patches and all that stuff, probably like around March, April, which is what I planned on doing anyway, because I'm gonna be moving soon, so I'm saving all my money to move. And by the time I move and get settled in, then I'll have, you know, my money left to get the new consoles. But for now, what I'm gonna do is, which will actually be the next part of this video, I'm gonna actually play games on my PC using these two controllers, and I'll see which one I believe is better. Now, as far as the haptic feedback and the responsive triggers for the for these two, I'm not gonna judge them based on that because they're not hooked into their natural habitat, which would be the console. But the computer I have can run any game out right now, probably better than both consoles. I have a Ryzen 3700X and Ryzen 9 3700X and a Ryzen 7, I believe, 3700. Yeah, Ryzen 7 3700X, and I have a GeForce RTX 2070 Super. So my games are going crazy. So that's basically what these consoles can do right about now. So that was my little comparison. You know, I'm gonna be showing you guys some gaming after this, so just stay tuned. Alright, so boom. So I just finished comparing the two controllers. I played 3 games. I played Katana Zero, I played Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, and I played, what was that third game that I played? I played Splinter Cell Blacklist. So after comparing these two controllers, I got them right here. Let me show y'all them. After comparing these two controllers, honestly, you can't go wrong with either one. But I will say that Sony really stepped their game up with this DualSense. The analog sticks are further apart. The controller is just overall bigger. I like the fact that, you know, everything on the controller is just smooth. When you press the buttons, there's no like harshness to it. 'Cause sometimes when you have these controllers, you know, the buttons are, you know, they have like sharp edges. Like all the edges on this controller are rounded and they feel good. You know, shooting feels good with it, platforming, doing like combo moves and things of that nature. You can get this working with Steam. I use Steam, so you can get this working through Steam. You just hold the share button or the create button and the PS button together for 3 seconds, and it'll light up blue, and then you can go into your settings and configure it, you know, through the Bluetooth, get it connected, and then when you go into Steam, you can configure it from there. You just configure it as a regular PlayStation controller, and it'll recognize it, and you can play whatever game you want. And then, as you know, Microsoft. It's always been easy to connect this controller via Bluetooth. All you have to do is just hold the pairing button at the top right here, and it'll blink white. Like you turn it on with this, you press the pairing button, and then it'll blink, and then it'll show up on your computer, and then again you go on from there. Go on to your Steam, and then usually Steam will just pick it up right away. Like, okay, this is an Xbox One controller, you're good. So I don't know about the other like at like the Epic launcher and the Uplay and all that stuff, but I know for a fact that using Steam, which is the most popular one for PC, you can easily sync both controllers without any issue. The DualSense will just pop up as like wireless controller, and then you could rename it whatever you want. So yeah, I have no complaints about either one, but I will give Sony their props. They really stepped their game up with the DualSense, and it's like I couldn't choose. It was just a smooth experience playing on my on this monitor that I have as a 4K monitor with 144 refresh rate. The analog sticks were smooth. The triggers were smooth when shooting and stuff like that. The D-pad was dope. That's why I played Katana Zero. I used the D-pad for the Xbox. That's why I specifically wanted the chest. Now, as you can see, this is like a fingerprint magnet because of that matte finish. And then, so I mean, this is white, so you can't really see it, but it has its moments. So all you need is a little microfiber cloth to wipe these down with, and you're good. So that's just really me just nitpicking, mentioning the fingerprints, things like that. But yeah, so I hope you guys liked my little in-depth controller comparison. You guys already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy Justice Falls, and we out. Come on.